Imagine discovering a temple older than agriculture, older than cities, older than pottery. A place so ancient it should not exist according to everything scientists believed about human history. Massive stone pillars, perfectly carved animals, sophisticated symbolism, all built 12,000 years ago, at a time when humans were supposed to be simple hunter-gatherers struggling just to survive. Yet buried beneath a hill in modern-day Turkey lies a site that forces one uncomfortable question. What if civilization didn't begin the way we think it did? This is the mystery of Göbekli Tepe, a place that is rewriting the story of humanity. And the deeper archaeologists dig, the stranger the story becomes. The discovery that shocked archaeology. For thousands of years, the site looked like nothing more than a rounded hill. Local farmers in southeastern Anatolia called it simply Potbelly Hill. No one suspected that beneath the soil rested one of the greatest archaeological discoveries ever made. In 1994, a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt arrived to examine the site. At first glance, it didn't seem remarkable. Scattered limestone fragments, odd-shaped stones. But Schmidt immediately noticed something unusual. Some stones had straight edges, others had carved surfaces. Natural rocks rarely form like that, so he began excavating. What he uncovered would soon shake the foundations of archaeology. Massive T-shaped pillars began emerging from the ground. Some stood over 5 meters tall, others weighed more than 15 tons. And they weren't random. They formed giant circular structures, carefully arranged rings of stone. But the biggest shock was still to come. When researchers dated the site using carbon dating, the results seemed impossible. The structures were built around 9600 BCE. That's over 12,000 years ago. For comparison, Stonehenge is about 5,000 years old. The Great Pyramid of Giza is about 4,500 years old. But Göbekli Tepe is more than twice as old. And that created a massive problem. Because according to traditional history, humans at that time had not even invented farming yet. The timeline problem. For decades, archaeologists believed civilization followed a clear sequence. First came hunter-gatherers, then humans learned agriculture. Farming created food surplus. Food surplus allowed cities and temples. Religion and complex societies came after agriculture. But Göbekli Tepe completely reverses that order. Here was a massive ceremonial complex built by people who should still have been nomadic hunters. No farms, no domesticated animals, no cities. Yet somehow, they organized hundreds of workers, quarried massive stone blocks, transported them, carved intricate artwork, and assembled monumental architecture. How? Even more puzzling, there is no evidence people lived there. No houses, no hearths, no daily life debris. This wasn't a settlement, it was something else entirely. A ritual center, a sacred place people traveled to. But who were they? And why did they gather here thousands of years before civilization supposedly began? The pillars and their hidden language. The pillars themselves, unlike anything from that time period. Each one is shaped like a giant stone T. Archaeologists believe the horizontal top represents shoulders and the vertical column represents a human body. Some pillars even have carved arms and hands, meaning these pillars might represent ancient human figures. But the real mystery lies in the carvings. Across the stones appear dozens of animals: snakes, foxes, scorpions, wild boars, cranes, vultures, and lions. Each animal is carved in remarkable detail. Powerful muscles, sharp claws, open jaws. They look alive, and they appear again and again across the site. Why these animals? Some researchers believe they represent totems of ancient tribes. Others think they might form a symbolic language,
a form of communication long before writing. And then there's the strangest detail of all. Many carvings show dangerous predators, creatures humans would fear, almost as if the builders were trying to control or honor powerful forces of nature, which raises a chilling possibility. Was Göbekli Tepe a place where ancient people gathered to confront the dangers of their world through ritual? Or was something else happening here entirely? The giant effort behind the stones. The construction of Göbekli Tepe required enormous effort. The limestone pillars were cut directly from nearby quarries. Some unfinished pillars still lie there today, frozen in time. To move stones weighing 10 to 20 tons, workers would need hundreds of people, coordinated planning, advanced tools for the time. But remember, this was 12,000 years ago. Metal tools did not exist. The wheel had not been invented, and yet the stones were precisely shaped and arranged. Even modern engineers are impressed by the geometric layouts of the circles, which raises another puzzle. How did these early humans coordinate such large projects without permanent settlements or leaders? Some archaeologists now believe something radical. What if religion itself brought people together first? What if large gatherings at sacred sites like Göbekli Tepe actually inspired the invention of agriculture? Instead of farming creating temples, temples may have created farming. People gathering for rituals needed reliable food, so they began domesticating plants and animals nearby. In other words, civilization may have begun because of belief. But the most baffling mystery is what happened thousands of years later. Around 8000 BCE, something extraordinary occurred. The people of Göbekli Tepe intentionally buried the entire complex. They filled the structures with tons of soil and debris, carefully covering the pillars, protecting them, almost like sealing a time capsule. Then they left, and the site remained hidden for 10,000 years. Why bury such an incredible monument? Was it ritual, a symbolic ending, or were they trying to hide something? Some archaeologists believe new cultural beliefs replaced the old ones. Others suspect environmental changes forced people to abandon the site, but no one knows for certain. All we know is that the builders themselves preserved the mystery, and because of that decision, Göbekli Tepe survived intact beneath the earth, waiting for the modern world to rediscover it. The Vulture Stone, a hidden calendar. One of the most mysterious pillars is known as the Vulture Stone. At first glance, it appears to be just another carving of animals, but closer inspection reveals something extraordinary. Some researchers, like Graham Hancock and Martin Sweatman, suggest it may be a prehistoric star map. The animals may correspond to constellations. The arrangement may mark specific astronomical events. Some even think it records the catastrophic comet strike hypothesis tied to the Younger Dryas around 11,900 BCE. According to this theory, Göbekli Tepe may have been built as a warning of natural disasters, encoded in stone for future generations. The carvings could be more than decoration, perhaps a prehistoric message from the dead, preserved for millennia.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Astronomical alignments and knowledge. Göbekli Tepe isn't just about stone circles and carved animals. Some of its circles are aligned to celestial phenomena. Pillars may mark the rising and setting of certain stars. Some carvings correspond to solstices or equinoxes, hinting at early astronomical knowledge far before what we thought humans were capable of. This suggests a civilization capable of tracking the sky, not merely surviving on the land. It was a society intertwined with the cosmos, aware of patterns that guided time, ritual, and survival. The Younger Dryas connection. Around the time Göbekli Tepe was constructed, the world faced a dramatic climate shift, the Younger Dryas. Sudden cooling caused glaciers to halt melting. Megastorms and floods reshaped landscapes.
Food sources became unpredictable, forcing human societies to adapt. Some theories propose Göbekli Tepe was built as a ceremonial center to respond to these events, a gathering place for rituals aimed at appeasing nature, possibly a center of prehistoric knowledge about environmental cycles, perhaps even a warning system encoded in stone for generations to come. The lost workers and their technology. Constructing Göbekli Tepe required hundreds of workers over centuries, massive limestone pillars quarried and carved by hand, tools made of flint and stone, no metal used, coordination without permanent cities or written records. This raises profound questions. How did they organize such monumental work? Who led them? And why dedicate so much effort to a site with no permanent habitation? Some researchers believe Göbekli Tepe represents the first true civilization, where religion and culture led the way, not agriculture. Perhaps the spiritual drive of humans created the very foundations of civilization, a radical idea that challenges everything we thought we knew. New discoveries still buried. Even today, archaeologists believe that more structures lie hidden underground. Remote sensing and ground-penetrating radar reveal subsurface anomalies. Excavations continue to uncover paved stone platforms, unfinished pillars, and carvings. Göbekli Tepe is far from fully understood. Every new dig reveals more carvings, more circles, and hints that this ancient culture may have been far more advanced than expected. It's a 12,000-year-old enigma, frozen in time, waiting for humanity to finally comprehend its meaning. Alternative theories. Many scholars remain skeptical. Some argue Göbekli Tepe was a hunting shrine. Others believe it was an elite gathering place for spiritual leaders. Some suggest unknown advanced knowledge was passed down in secret, later influencing early civilizations in Mesopotamia. And then there are the radical thinkers. Could Göbekli Tepe hold secrets of a prehistoric global culture? Or encode astronomical warnings of cosmic events? Was it a temple, observatory, and library all in one? No matter the theory, one fact remains clear. Göbekli Tepe forces us to reconsider the origins of civilization. It is a monument to human ambition, ingenuity, and mystery, one that existed long before the world as we know it emerged. The symbolism of animals. One of Göbekli Tepe's most striking features is the repeated use of animal motifs: vultures, snakes, boars, foxes, lions, scorpions. Each animal appears in precise positions and combinations across multiple pillars. Some scholars believe the carvings represent stories, myths, or ancestral spirits. Others propose that the animals were symbolic warnings or lessons. Vultures may signify death and transformation. Snakes could represent fertility, danger, or cyclical time. Predators like lions may symbolize power or chaos in nature. The carvings are not random. They convey meaning understood by the builders but lost to us today. Some researchers even suggest that Göbekli Tepe could be a prehistoric memory center, a place where humans encoded their knowledge, myths, and warnings into stone. Rituals and ceremonial practices. Evidence indicates Göbekli Tepe was exclusively ceremonial. No evidence of permanent habitation. Fire pits and discarded bones suggest ritual feasts rather than daily meals. Pillars may have been placed in specific circles for astronomical or spiritual significance. Imagine a gathering, hundreds of people traveling long distances, carrying offerings, singing, chanting, or performing dances around massive T-shaped pillars under the open sky, guided by stars. This wasn't just religion, it may have been the foundation of social cohesion. Some archaeologists believe that these rituals brought communities together, helping humans coordinate labor, share knowledge, and survive harsh Ice Age conditions. Possible astronomical knowledge. Göbekli Tepe's pillars may have been arranged according to celestial patterns. Certain pillars align with the rising and setting of specific stars or constellations. Some carvings match asterisms in the night sky from 12,000 years ago. If true, this suggests the builders tracked celestial cycles, observed solstices and equinoxes, and knew enough about astronomy to encode it in monumental architecture. This is astonishing considering they were supposedly hunter-gatherers without written language or advanced tools. Some researchers even link Göbekli Tepe to astronomical events of the Younger Dryas, hinting at prehistoric warnings of natural disasters. Connections to later civilizations. Göbekli Tepe may also have influenced later civilizations in Mesopotamia and the Near East. Temples in Sumer, Uruk, and Babylon share architectural echoes, circular layouts, symbolic carvings, and monumental pillars. Some suggest that knowledge of religion, ritual, and astronomy was passed down through generations, eventually shaping early city-states. In this way, Göbekli Tepe is not just a local wonder, but potentially the first seed of civilization. A civilization ahead of its time. Consider this. 12,000 years ago, humans supposedly hunted and gathered. They had no agriculture, no cities, no metallurgy. Yet here they built a sophisticated temple complex, carved animals with artistic precision, coordinated hundreds of workers, possibly tracked stars and recorded cosmic events. This forces a radical reconsideration of human history. Could it be that spiritual and cultural complexity preceded material civilization? Could Göbekli Tepe represent the true dawn of organized society?
The intentional burial mystery. Around 8000 BCE, something remarkable happened at Göbekli Tepe. The builders intentionally buried the entire complex. Pillars were covered with tons of soil and debris. Some were carefully positioned as if preserving them for the future. Entire circles were sealed, almost like a prehistoric time capsule. Why would a society go through centuries of monumental construction only to bury it? Some theories suggest ritual closure, a symbolic ending to a religious era, environmental pressure, changes in climate forced abandonment, preservation of knowledge, a conscious effort to protect sacred wisdom. Whatever the reason, the act of burial itself adds another layer of mystery. By hiding the site, the builders ensured that their knowledge and art would survive untouched for millennia, waiting for us to rediscover it. Lost knowledge and unanswered questions. Göbekli Tepe continues to challenge historians and archaeologists. Who were these people? We know almost nothing about their daily lives. How did they plan and coordinate construction? No permanent settlements existed nearby. What was the true meaning of the animal carvings? Could they represent astronomical codes, spiritual guides, or warnings? Did they possess advanced knowledge lost to time? Some suggest the precision and coordination hints at skills beyond what we attribute to hunter-gatherers. Even now, new discoveries hint that much of the site remains buried. Some pillars have yet to see the light of day, and remote sensing suggests further structures lie hidden beneath the hills. Göbekli Tepe is not just an archaeological site, it's a window into a prehistoric mind, a civilization that defies everything we thought we knew about human origins. Radical implications for human history. Göbekli Tepe forces a profound question. Was spiritual complexity the seed of civilization rather than material needs? Did humans invent culture first and agriculture second? Could this site represent the dawn of organized human society, predating what we have long believed to be the first cities? The site suggests that humans were capable of monumental thought, art, and organization far earlier than textbooks claim. It challenges the linear narrative of history: hunter-gatherers, agriculture, cities, temples, and religion. At Göbekli Tepe,
temples came first. Perhaps faith, ritual, and shared belief were the true catalysts that allowed humans to build complex societies. Dramatic final scene. Now, picture this. The sun sets over the hills of Şanlıurfa, Turkey. Soft golden light illuminates the T-shaped pillars, their ancient carvings casting long, dramatic shadows across the earth. Birds circle silently above. The wind whispers through the rings of stone. Each pillar, each animal, each circle stands as a frozen memory of a civilization long gone. Thousands of years ago, humans gathered here, not for survival, but for meaning, understanding, and connection. They left no written records, they left no cities, yet through stone and ritual, they left a message across millennia. We were here, we were thinking, we were building more than survival. We were humanity before history knew us. As darkness falls, the mysteries of Göbekli Tepe linger, echoing a time when humans reached towards something far greater than themselves, a civilization that should not exist, yet did.